through this video and explain a few things, ask a couple of questions about this car and hopefully answer them in this video. The little minis of this generation are so cool. This one is no exception. As you can see from the outside, it is satin, sort of matte black, wrapped. Beautiful colour to have on a small car like this. A question in this video, why are these minis everywhere? Why are they everywhere? Just looking at this one, I can explain why. Because this one is satin matte wrapped, which looks mega. Black wheels, tinted windows, black lights, full on stealthed out. But this one is a John Cooper Works, which is a diesel. Yep, that's right, this is a diesel. It doesn't look like a diesel, it doesn't go like a diesel either. It retains 50 mpg, which is nuts, and is running 200 brake horsepower. 200 brake horsepower from a little diesel mini. That's phenomenal power to have in something little like this. But as usual, we're gonna find some B roads, go and enjoy this thing. So 200 horsepower. This one has the automatic gearbox with little flappy paddles, but the paddles go up and up this side, and then they've got thumb ones to go down, sort of like BMWs of this same sort of era. Find these in my last X6, in the 1 Series, all those sort of variants of the automatic gearbox. Same sort of scenario in this Mini. It's the outside styling that does it for me though. This is so stealth. It's like the stealth daily driver you would always want. It has mountains of extras. £8,000 worth of extras on this thing. £8,000! So someone has spec'd this to the absolute nines, this car. What does it go like? So 200 horsepower. So one thing to point out is you don't need to rev it. It comes in incredibly strong, down low in the rev range, and if you're after an SD Mini Cooper, you got to remember you don't need to rev these things. Not like the Cooper S's where you can bang them off the limiter all day long and they don't mind it. This, it prefers to be lower down in the rev range, especially with the torque figure and an uprated brake horsepower figure. This one, you don't really need to rev it to get it going. Comes in about 2,500 RPM, 3,000 RPM, and it absolutely chugs. So you can drop it down, so 2,500. It does go incredibly well for a little diesel. This is a little diesel engine, sort of the same one I think you would find in the 118 diesel BMWs. I think it's the same sort of variant of engine, but ultimate daily driver if you think about it. It's still got the power, 200 brake horsepower, and to retain 50 mpg. That's really what this is about. It ticks the numbers in your head, so you've got the MPG figure you want, you've got the looks you want, you've got the parkability as well. It pretty much put this anywhere. You could put it in a trolley bay if you wanted to. So it ticks that box. You can get through little narrow gaps and whiz round, because these are fantastic little cars to go through city centres. They cope incredibly well on the motorway as well. This one, I've just gone down a dual carriageway and it is like silent. Yeah, this has the pan roof and it's open for today, so I just want to get a couple of shots with it. It's lovely to have a pan roof. Again, optional extra that's been opted in this car. It is just incredibly mega, this thing. It actually does, if you think about it and sit down and think, and you see past the many of them that you see around and, oh, I don't like minis and this and that, this one is actually a mega car. The inside is lovely as well. Gloss black everywhere, leather seats with white piping. Looks so classic but so new at the same time. Lovely steering wheel on this as well, with the leather, extended leather around it. Flappy paddles. And I think this generation of Mini looks really fat in the road, especially when lowered like this one is. It's just sat so broad for such a little car. So classic Mini with the rev gauge in front of you and with the speedo in the centre there. Ticks the boxes. So guys, pulling over, let's have a quick look round this Mini Cooper John Cooper Works SD. So this has a matte black wrap over it. Unfortunately, it has rained, so it made it look really dirty very quickly. That's the joys of having matte black on your cars. But this is a John Cooper Works edition with a 6-speed automatic gearbox with paddle shift. Something that you don't see a lot of. The John Cooper Works with an automatic gearbox with this spec is really, really hard to find. So £8,000 worth of genuine options on this car. So it has the genuine John Cooper Works everything. So body kit from the factory, it has the big brakes up front as well. It has the John Cooper Works suspension, so it sits really, really nice, this car. Nice and low compared to the other ones that you would find. It has the panoramic sunroof as well, which I have open today, which is just lovely on a day like this. You have a rear bit of glass there and a slidey bit of glass at the front. Tinted windows all round on this car as well. Just looks so good with tinted lights all round, and all of the chrome bits that would have come out of the factory are gloss black as well, coming around to the back. Diffuse and some aquapovic tips on the standard exhaust system. Coming into the inside is where it gets really, really cool, because everything's sort of dark and black with the black leather with white piping. Very cool. But £8,000 worth of optional extras, and that includes the sound system just in the center there, with the heated seats, air conditioning, all that sort of good stuff, cruise control, everything you could ever want in a little car like this. And it is running 200 brake horsepower with a remap. Nuts little car. Anyway guys, enough talking about this thing. Let's get back on the road, go and enjoy it. So this car ticks some serious boxes. It looks great. That's probably what would sell it to me, if I'm honest, is the looks. It looks so mean, dark, thick. It just looks purposeful. Although it's on the John Cooper Works suspension from the factory, it rides really nice. It still gives that right stance that you're after. And I think with a market flooded with hot hatches these days, it's hard to find a different one that talks differently to you, that reacts in a different way when you want to enjoy it. This is that car for me, because you don't really ever think about buying a mini diesel, do you? It's not the first thing that springs to mind when you want a hot hatch. And I'm not saying this is the hot hatch that's going to defy hot hatches or anything. I just like the fact that it's a bit different. It's a diesel, so it's got low end torque. It's got the looks and the ride and the exclusivity, I suppose, of a John Cooper Works, which I really like. I've grown up with minis in the family, so I've always really liked anything that's John Cooper Works. The fact it does 50 mpg is still phenomenal to me, with a remap and running 200 brake horsepower. Yes, the boot's going to be a little bit small, but in a daily little car like this, I don't think you need a massive boot. That's a mini quirk at the end of the day. The quirks are that it's a little bit more of a go-kart than other cars. It's a little bit smaller inside than other hot hatches, and that's why I sort of like it a little bit more. It's because it's different. It's not really following the trend. It's following the trend of mini, which is a little bit quirky, a little bit different. And I appreciate this one a lot more for being like that, because you don't see it. You don't think of it being a diesel and 200 horsepower with heated seats and a lovely pan roof and everything. It is different in that way, because it makes you appreciate it in a different way. Not like a hot hatch, but more like a daily, something a little bit different. And being murdered out just sells it to me. I think that's what it is. It just sells it to me. You get the more budget-friendly fuel economy, which is a fantastic thing. You get the budget-friendly servicing costs, which is, again, a great thing, because more people can enjoy the looks of a John Cooper Works, but at a fraction of the cost. Everyone wins then. So if you're going to buy one of these, I'd go for a bit of a different one like this. A little bit of quirkiness with the paint job. You can get them at a good price with all the extras as well, like this one. I mean, someone actually paid £8,000 more with the extras on this one. It's insanity, but it means you get a banging deal out the other side. The hot hatch market has got loads of cars on it these days, so go for something a little bit different. This is what I would go for.